Oh, Judy has on her hat. That means it's cold when you have on a hat in the house. Oh man, here are three faces. I'm just gonna wait for Christine to connect to audio. Um, and I realized I think I must have opened I had the Zoom meeting open for like 10 minutes and I was like, where is everybody? These are three people who normally come in like 5 minutes before. And then I realized I think I opened the wrong meeting. So my apologies if y'all were just hanging out like, hello. All right, Christine is connected. And these are three faces I'm so excited to see. I haven't seen these faces in classes for a while. So I was very happy when the three of you signed up. So welcome, 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 welcome back to our yoga community. I do want to be mindful since it's our morning class. I know folks have things to do to get on their way. So we'll go ahead and get started and then maybe have a few minutes to catch up afterwards. But if not, you are all signed up for our restorative tomorrow. So maybe we'll have a chance to catch up more then. But let's go ahead and come onto our backs, space of constructive rest with the knees bent. You might just want to have something to support the head, neck, and shoulders just for now. Let the arms come alongside the body. Palms can face down for a sense of grounding. Or you can flip the palms up if you feel like, okay, I need to wake up, I need to receive some energy. Or if you have felt like your mind's been in a busy place, your energy's been in a busy place, then you might want to turn the palms downward. You can also place hands on belly, on heart, whatever speaks to you. And let's just take a few moments here just to settle into the breath, to settle into the body, to settle in for our practice today. You might close the eyes if that feels good, letting the lids be softly closed over the eyes. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, finding a soft gaze. Softening the muscles of the face, relaxing the jawline. If it feels good, you might open and close the mouth very gently to relax the jaw. Maybe even leave a little bit of space between the teeth to help keep the jawline nice and soft. Noticing even the tongue floating to the top of the mouth as all of the muscles of the face relax. Soften the shoulders. Notice the soles of the feet connected to the mat, creating a sense of grounding, being connected to the earth, to yourself, to this community. You might lift up all of the toes and let them down one by one to deepen this sense of grounding and connection with your mat, with yourself. And then let's take a beautiful deep breath in here together. Inhale, fill your belly, your lungs, your chest. Exhale, releasing the air from the chest, the lungs, the belly. If this is your first mindful breath of the day, let's make it count. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs, fill the chest. Exhale, release the air out through the mouth. Feeling that release from the chest, the lungs, the belly. And let's do 3 or 4 more breaths just like that. And as you continue to breathe, filling the torso with air, the sides, the back of the body, take in what you need as you breathe in and exhale, releasing what doesn't serve you as you breathe out. So if you're noticing tension in the body, tension in the mind, you're feeling a little stuck emotionally or in the heart space, you might feel that release with the breath out. And again, take in what you need with the breath in. Anchoring the mind to the breath as well, just noticing this beautiful mind-body connection of the breath, the movement of the breath. Inhale and exhale. And if it speaks to you to set an intention for your practice today, you might go ahead and speak that intention to yourself silently or out loud. You might even rest left hand on the heart to feel like you're sealing that intention at your heart. Or with this next breath, instead of exhaling and releasing tension, you might exhale and feel like you're releasing your intention out into the universe. So filling yourself up with that intention as you breathe in, and then releasing the intention with the breath out. Because really that's a practice for our daily lives, right? All we can have is our heartfelt intention. We put it out there and then we have to let it go and let the universe do its thing. Something I continue to learn in my very fake type A controlled life, but letting that be a practice. Beautiful yogis, let's begin to move our body, staying with your breath as we explore our movements. We're going to open with a little bit of some rolling bridge movement. So if it feels good, you can keep the eyes closed, follow the verbal cues, or if and when you feel ready, you can gently let the eyes flutter open. Let's walk the feet just about hip width apart, so not too wide, bringing the heels in towards the bum so you can tickle or graze your heels with your fingertips. And with the next inhale, pressing down through the soles of the feet, gently lift the hips away from the mat and towards the ceiling. If you have a yoga block or a small yoga ball that you want to squeeze between the thighs to help keep the thighs active and engaged, you can go ahead and place that between the thighs, place your prop between the thighs. Otherwise, imagine a prop is between the legs. You're squeezing that prop with the thighs to prevent the knees from flying out, to support the lower back. Now, if it feels good, you might come to the balls of the feet and lift the heels. And then here's where we're going to start our rolling bridge. Take a deep breath in, and with the exhale, begin to lower down, top of the spine to the base of the spine. Let the heels be the last thing to connect. And then once everything connects with the next inhale, lift yourself back up. So keeping that awareness of squeezing your thighs as though you had a prop between the thighs. Now, as you roll into bridge, as you lift into bridge, the heels will be the last thing that lifts. And with your exhale, so everybody might be moving at their own pace, the heels are the last thing to come down. So let's do that 3 more times. Again, at your own pace. Inhale to lift. Gently lifting the spine, lifting the hips, lifting the heels. You might pause, breath in. Hold for the exhale. Another breath in, and with the exhale, release top of the spine, middle of the spine, base of the spine, your heels. 2 more rounds. Inhale to lift. Heels are the last thing to come up. Exhale to lower. Good. Heels are the last thing to release. 1 more time here, yogis. Let's try and do this one together. Inhale, lift the hips, the spine, perhaps the heels. Let's hold this for 2 more cycles of breath. Your thighs might be shaking a little bit. They're like, hello, I wasn't ready to wake up just yet, but here we are. 1 more breath in here. Hold for the exhale. Beautiful. Another breath in. And with the exhale, lower down, top of spine, middle of spine, base of spine, and the heels. Woof. Give yourself 3 cycles of breath here. Somebody out there is like, all right, I'm done. I'm done my yoga for the day. Good. Let's take another breath in here. Exhale out. And then let's go ahead, bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Let the knees splay out to the side, coming into recline bound angle. This might feel really good after that bridge, creating space in the hips, the sacral chakra. You can bring the heels in closer to the groin to get a little bit more of an intense hip stretch if that's available to you, or you might gently press the heels away to make it a little bit of a less intense stretch. Maybe your hips still feel a little cold. So be where you are, but wherever you go, invite the stretch. So we don't want to push the heels away so much that we're not feeling anything. We do want to feel some benefit of this. It's nice to give the hips a little opening before we start our day, whether we sit a lot or, we're just moving a lot. But we find this emotional release in the hips. We find this release in the fascia. If it feels good, you might even take your thumbs, press it into those creases around the hips. See if that gives you any additional release. Good. Take 4 more breaths here. And perhaps as we are opening up this sacral chakra, maybe you bring to mind something that you are creating, that you are birthing into the world, whether it's an idea, something you're creating. I know Miss Laura has an event on Saturday, so releasing some creative energy around that. Maybe picturing the color orange, which aligns with our sacral chakra. Maybe we're in a dance troupe and we're just opening up the hips of creativity, or with creativity, movement, our divine feminine energy here. Let's pause for another breath in. Exhale out. Beautiful. Placing hands under the thighs. Gently guide your knees to touch. Ooh, hello. And once the knees connect, just give it a gentle windshield wipe of the knees. We're going to eventually build this into a little bit of a twist. But just taking a moment to bring some movement now to the hips. And then you might bring the arms out to the side like a T, or take cactus arms or goddess arms if that feels better for you. And with your next windshield wipe with the knees coming to the left, let's go ahead, drop the knees all the way to the left. Gently turn your gaze to the right. Relaxing the shoulders down to the mat, particularly your right shoulder. So remembering that the shoulder that's opposite the direction of the knees might have a tendency to lift. So keeping the shoulders anchored down. You can use your left hand on that top right thigh to press the thighs down. Maybe bring the knees a little bit more to that left side. Good. Helping to create space in the lower back, giving us a little detoxification. So twisting poses aid in detoxifying. Take another breath in here. Exhale out. Inhale, bring everything to center. And as you exhale, now dropping the knees to the right and the head to the left. Again, being mindful of our shoulders. So on this version of the twist, this side of our twist, anchoring down that left shoulder, and this time using the hand to bring down the left thigh a little bit more, which can aid in deepening the twist a little bit here. Maybe even get a little snap, crackle, pop in the lower back. 2 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more full deep breath in. Hold for the exhale. And nice and easy, yogis, let's go ahead, bring the entire body to the right side. So roll all the way over to your right side. Use your top hand, press into the earth to now press yourself up to hands and knees. If you need any cushioning to support the knees, go ahead and grab that, or your wrist joints. We're lining the shoulders up with the wrists. Toes can tuck or untuck. And let's go ahead, find a few movements in our cow and cat just to move the spine around since we've been lying on our back. We inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze forward, press the heart forward. Exhale, press the mat away, chin to chest, round the spine. Let's do that for 10 more rounds. Inhale, feeling that beautiful connection of breath and movement. Exhale as you round. Really draw that navel into the spine, breath in. Exhale. Good. Inhale, lift out of the shoulders. Exhale and round. Keep going, yogis. Keep breathing. Again, feeling that beautiful connection of breath and movement. Let's do one more together here, and then we're going to do one more after that. But that one more after that, we're going to add a little something. So rounding here. Inhale, press the heart forward, drop the belly. Exhale, bring it all in. And then lift the knees just about an inch away from the mat. Just getting into the core just a little bit here. We're only going to hold this for 5. Round the spine, press the mat away. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. Let's bring the big toes into touch. Open up knees the width of the mat. Press yourself back. Take a child's pose here. You might take a moment to circle out the wrists if the wrists need a little love. And then you can rest forehead onto the mat. You can fold up one or both of your arms to rest the head on the arms. Really press your hips back. No worries if the bum connects with the heels. But as much as it's available to you, you want to try not to have the bum lifted too high. If that's just where you are in your body or that allows you to access child's pose, then honor that. But if it's more like, oh no, I'm lifting and I need to press back a little bit and I can press back a little bit, go ahead, press yourself back a little bit more. As though I were behind you, gently placing my hands on your lower back, guiding your hips downward. Soften the shoulders. Maybe gently turn the head from side to side. Massage your third eye chakra. Let's give it 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more beautiful deep breath in. And exhale out. Beautiful. Taking your time, coming back up to hands and knees. We're going to do just a little bit more from hands and knees. And then just like that, it's already time to begin our journey to Shavasana. But we're going to play around with a little tabletop balance while we're here. We'll start by extending the right leg back. Let's start with the toes curled under. Give yourself a little stretch in that right calf here. Try and keep those shoulders lined up with the wrists. So if your wrists look like they're way in front of the shoulders, try and line the shoulders up with the wrists. You might take a little rocking motion here as you press back through the sole of the right foot. And then we can pause with the leg extended, reach that left arm forward as though you were reaching out to shake someone's hand, and then decide if you want to raise those right toes. Now, if you raise the right toes, do flex or draw the toes into the body. Notice if you have that right hip opening up, you want to drop that hip point down so both of your hip points are facing the mat. Relax your jawline, breathe, hold here, 1 more breath in. Exhale out, keep pausing. Now point those right toes, breath in. Exhale, bring knee and elbow in, little gentle core work here. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. We're just going to do 3 more. Inhale to extend, get ourselves ready for our day. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. Last one here. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. And release. Take a breath in and a breath out. So just like our sacral chakra helps to open up our channel for creativity, when we bring awareness to our core, that stokes our inner fire. So charging us up for our day ahead, whether it's a day of relaxation or a day of work, either way, we are charged up and ready to go. Let's extend that left leg back, toes curl under. And again, just take a breath or 3, enjoying the stretch in the left calf. You can rock back and forth. You can pause and just press through the sole of that left foot, opening up that calf muscle. Good. Another breath in here. Exhale. Beautiful. And then pausing with the leg extended, reach that right arm forward, reaching out to shake someone's hand. Maybe you lift those left toes, maybe not, yogi's choice. Good. Beautiful. Bringing awareness to the core, which supports our balance. Hold here. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more full deep breath in. Exhale out. Beautiful. Now point those left toes away. Breath in with everything extended. Exhale. Bring the elbow in to meet the knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. Just 3 more here, yogis. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more. Inhale. Nice and long. Exhale, bring it in. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in. Whew. And release. Let's walk the hands up a movement or two. So now our wrists are in front of our shoulders. Just going to take a little downward facing dog, little all over body stretch, and then we'll bring it back down. Tucking the toes under, breath in. With the exhale, lift your knees, lift your hips. Bringing your body into the shape of an upside down V. The hips are the pointiest point of that V. You might pedal the feet. Woo. You might shake the head as you pedal the feet. That might even facilitate a nice deep stretch in the calves. Deep breath in. With the exhale, press your belly towards your thighs. Keep lifting the hips. Soft into the knees to take pressure off the hamstrings and the lower back. Just give it 3 more breaths here, yogis. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog can feel really good when we're not doing it a million times in one practice. Let's take 1 more breath in. Exhale out. Next exhale, lower down to the knees. And then we're going to come right back onto our back where we started. You can grab your cushioning to support the head, neck, and shoulders. Coming right back onto the back. Coming back into that space of constructive rest. Just give yourself a breath or 3 here with the knees bent, arms alongside the body. So we built up some heat there. Good. So just noticing that heat, feeling it in the body. We'll take a little happy baby to bring us home. Nice and easy. Let's draw the knees into the chest. Open up the knees outside of the hips. Arms come on the insides of the legs, grabbing the outer edges of the feet. And then we're going to go ahead, bring the soles of the feet to point up towards the ceiling. And if grabbing the outer edges is not available to you, you can hold on to the ankles. You can grab onto your big toes. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs. And then with the arms on the insides of the legs, press the arms against the legs against the arms, creating that resistance. You'll notice how that even gets into the hips a little bit more. Deep breath in. With the exhale, press down those knees towards the earth. So if we were in class together, I would place my hands on the soles of your feet and press your feet down. So if you can picture that, it's bringing the knees almost towards the armpits. You might rock from side to side, and do notice how you're resting your head. So sometimes when we are lying on our back and we're kind of focused on the bottom half of the body, there's a tendency for the chin to start pointing up to the ceiling. We're losing alignment in the back of the head, the back of the neck. So drawing the chin down to the chest, not resting the chin onto the chest, but drawing it down that way, helping us find alignment in the spine there. Another breath in here. Ooh, my hips needed that this morning. Exhale out. Good. Let's close the knees. Give yourself a little hug here. We're going to take a quick inversion, and then we'll bring it down. But just take this moment here, hugging the knees in. Again, a little massage for the hip flexors. Good. Let's place hands behind the thighs. With the inhale, extend the legs up to the ceiling. If it feels better to place the hands behind the knees, flex your toes, or you might point and flex or circle the ankles around, finding a little snap, crackle, pop in the ankles. But when you return to a place of rest here where you're just enjoying the inversion, I invite you to rest with the toes drawn into the body. So that little flexing motion really helps to keep everything active and engaged. Press up, maybe try and straighten the legs a little bit more. Keep the lower back anchored onto the mat. Hold here for 3 more breaths. Softness in the shoulders, softness in the face. Notice how you might be responding to any tightness you're feeling. Pause here, 1 more breath in. Hold for the exhale. Good, big, beautiful breath in. And with the exhale, go ahead, hug the knees into the chest. And here I invite you to bring the head in to meet the knees. Little yoga ball of love here. And then taking a beautiful breath in. With the exhale, extend and release the body onto the mat, the legs, the arms, the head. You can walk the feet out to the edges of the mat or beyond the edges of the mat. Same thing with the arms. If it feels better to take your Shavasana with the knees bent or having support under the knees, do honor your body. Adjust and readjust until it feels just right. So you can be present with your Shavasana, enjoying this space of stillness, of rest, returning to the place of anchoring the mind to the breath, just allowing yourself to notice the rhythm of the inhales and the exhales. The eyes are closed, lids softly closed over the eyes, jawline relaxed. Noticing rise and fall of the belly, and the rise and fall of the chest. And as you rest here, I'll share a passage from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart. And the passage is for today, January 31st, and it's called Value Your Connection to Truth. Trust what you know, not what you think you know, but what you know in your heart. We often know the truth long before we let ourselves see and believe it, long before we're ready to acknowledge it. For many reasons, fear, timing, and a myriad of issues too long to list, we ignore and discount what we know in our heart. But the truth doesn't go away. What's true, what we know to be true, will nag at us and haunt us. And even if we try to run from that truth, our experiences will ultimately lead us back to it. Life may bring us many issues we want to run from, issues that are a challenge. But the real challenge we face is learning to trust ourselves and trust what we know to be true. Maybe someone once told us we couldn't be trusted. That's too bad. But what's worse is that we began to believe it and started to tell ourselves that too. Your heart can be trusted. Don't doubt it. It will inevitably connect you to what's true. Love yourself enough to trust what you know, then stay connected to the truth. Gently returning to full awareness or more full awareness as you take a beautiful breath in, exhale out, inviting gentle movement into the body by wiggling your fingers, your toes, circling around your ankles and your wrists. And if it feels good, you can hug the knees into the chest here or simply bend the knees, keeping the soles of the feet on the mat. And either way, rocking the knees from side to side if that feels good, turning your head from side to side, or maybe tilting the head up and down. Gently rocking all the way to the right side, resting in a fetal position with head supported by the hands. Pausing here as you take another breath in and exhale out. Using the hand that's closest to the earth to very gently press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture. Resting with hands on your thighs and your lap, on your belly, at your heart, whatever feels good for you. Softness in the shoulders, length in the spine. Just taking a moment here to reflect on this practice today, honoring yourself for making this time for yourself, and reflecting on the words of the passage to value your connection to truth. So oftentimes I myself can beat myself up for decisions I made in my 20s or 30s, some decisions that have had an impact on my life now. And I'll ask myself, why did I do that? I'll question myself. I'll wonder, well, what if I did B instead of A? Sometimes I've doubted myself because of decisions I made in the past. And that's where our gentle, loving compassion and grace for ourselves comes in, because we have to remember that every version before the one that we are today, before this woman, this person that we are today, she did the best she could with the information she had at the time. And at the time, she valued whatever her connection to truth was then. So have compassion with any younger version of yourself, even if that version was yesterday or just an hour ago. It doesn't mean that you should doubt yourself. It doesn't mean that you are not worthy of trust. It just means you made a decision with the information you had at the time. You are absolutely trustworthy. So saying to yourself silently or out loud, thank you. I love you. I trust you. I forgive you. And that's really why I have us say that mantra to ourselves at the end of every class, to remind ourselves we are worthy of love, we are worthy of forgiveness, we are worthy of trust. Taking another beautiful deep breath in here. Exhale out. May we all be happy. May we all be free. May we all be peaceful, easeful, useful, and joyful. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Thank you for joining, and namaste. And then yogis, before we depart, if you have just an extra second of time, I did shuffle the card deck from the I Am Everything affirmation card deck. I have not used this card deck, I think, since 2021. So I found it when I was pulling out some materials for Barbados. So I shuffled a card, and I always tell you, you can't make it up. I am compassionate is the card. I understand how important it is to have compassion, and not just for others, but for myself as well. I forgive myself for the times I may have let myself down. I forgive others for the same. I realize that, like me, everyone is doing the best they know with the tools they have. I am compassionate. Cannot make it up. So if you don't have a word or intention for the day, maybe this is your message, to have compassion. In yoga, we call it ahimsa. And ahimsa is having compassion for all of those around us, animal, all living kind. But it always, always, always starts at home. So always have compassion with yourself first. So with that, I'll go ahead and stop the recording.